that's done. That's taken care of. You can leave it open just in case you'll have some in there, you know, just a little bit at the back or whatnot. If you leave it open when you travel, it'll come out.
Oh, okay. So you're not worried about bugs getting nothing, or?
I don't really. A lot of people do it, believe it or not, leave it open. I mean, that's up to you. That's whatever you prefer.
Okay.
It is kind of good to let air inside.
Yeah.
Now, air will keep it from stinking and smelling, you know, once you go to use it again. So it is kind of good to leave it open.
Oh, okay.
Not to mention, whatever's left in there will come out eventually if you're traveling with it.
So that's the only thing you have to worry about, the valve from the freshwater tank?
For the freshwater tank.
What about the hose coming to the pump?
That'll drain out back into the tank.
Oh, okay.
So it'll automatically drain back in.
As soon as you disconnect the suction.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. So the first thing I do when it comes down to winterization, open that valve up, let that tank drain. You're done there.
You're clean.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to worry about that. The second thing I do is I come outside and I pull.
Here, Wade. Check it with you.
I
Wade.
pull the anode rod out.
Okay.
I pull this anode rod out. What an anode rod is, it's a mineral rod. Keeps your tank from rusting from the inside out. And it also takes all the harsh metals out of your water. But pull this out, you let it drain. To get it to drain faster, what I do is I just crack this vent, it'll piss out. Done. Go on the inside, turn that valve, you don't have to mess with your water heater now. You're winterized. Your
How many gallon water heater is this?
This is a 10 gallon.
All right.
10 gallon. There's always a sticker here on the side if you ever want to know.
Okay.
A faster way to know is see how big the ring is.
Yeah.
They make a 10, a 12, and a 6. The 10 and the 12 are the same size, but from the 6 and the 10 and 12, the 6 is a smaller ring. As you can see, that's a 6 right there. It's a little bit smaller. That's how you tell. But anyways, so your freshwater tank's drained. You're good there. You just drained your tank by pulling that out. You flip that switch on the back, the valve, your water heater's good to go. You don't have to mess with that anymore.
All right. So you don't have to worry about antifreeze or nothing.
Now, what I do, pull the caps off your lowest point drains.
Right.
Let that drain. Now, as that's draining, I go inside and I open up my sink, everything. Anything that has water coming out of it, I open it up. It'll let the air go through and let it all drain out.
Now, those lowest point, those are the black and the gray.
The lowest points, what that is your hot and cold line.
Ah, okay.
It's the lowest point of your hot and cold line of the trailer. So I take the caps off, it'll drain out, it'll stop. But in the meantime, I go in and I open up the toilet, I hit the toilet, you'll hear air come through, you know, it's been sucked in, you'll hear it start draining again. Drain it all, open everything up, shower, toilet, sink, everything. And wait for it to stop. Once it stops, put those caps back on, and then you're done with that. Now you take your hose, go to that pump, put it on the suction side, put that into your tank, your gallon of antifreeze. Turn your switch on for your pump to, pressurize, and then go to your sink, your shower, and turn it all on until you see dark pink come out. You're gonna see water at first, and then it's gonna get foamy because that's the water and the antifreeze mixing. Then you're gonna see a dark pink, and when you see that dark pink, that's good. You're good.
And your suction hooks to this.
Yep, it's a 1/2 inch. It's the same thing you're taking off. It's just screw it back.
Do one of these come with it?
No, it's about $1.60 something.
All right.
At a Lowe's or whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, I wish I could give to you. I've gone through like 6 of them this week.
I mean,
those people keep taking them. But real simple to use. If you do it that way, it's a for sure way to know that your camper is winterized.
Yeah, how many gallons of antifreeze?
All these units, if it doesn't have a washer dryer, all these units require no more than 2 gallons. If it has a washer and dryer in it, say 2.5. Okay. But no more than 2. If you're using more than 2 gallons, you're over winterizing. You're either leaking or you're
filling your water tank or something.
Exactly.
All right.
If that first gallon goes down real quick, there's an issue. Like, you forgot to turn that valve off or whatnot.
All right.
Very simple. If you do it that way through the pump, your pump's winterized in all your lines.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the only thing you have to do.
Okay.
I am winterizing.
There's storage under this? Yes, you are.
Okay. The step here?
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, it looks like a hitch or something.
What that is probably... There's probably they probably had a strap here for something.
Oh,
strap
okay.
something down.
Oh, all right.
I'm not quite sure. They probably put those on.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They probably had something they were strapping down here for travel.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I mean that takes care of everything.
Okay.
To winterize, they do have it online. If you have to rewatch it and you don't remember what I said and you can't go off your camera,
Right.
you can always go off on the internet.
Okay.
We'll show you. But always winterize through the pump.
Yes, you are winterizing.
The socket for that anode rod, an anode rod should last about 2 years. You'll get about 2 years worth out of it. Now when you winterize it, you're going to take that rod out. And I usually leave it in a water heater. But here's the thing, you want to keep it in a dry location, because if you leave it in a wet location, even though it's not sitting in the water inside the tank, it turns to a mush. And then you'll have to replace your anode rod. You should get like 2 years out of it.
Oh, all right.
About 2 good seasons out of it. And that's if you take it out during winterization and keep it in a dry location.
Okay.
It will keep it from breaking down, just so you know. And they sell all different kinds of them. You get, ones that are supposed to last 5 years or whatnot. They will sell you everything. Like,
Right.
The cheap one works just as well.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, they do just as good. I've never used any of the high-end ones or anything like that. I never really experienced it, but I imagine they would.
Okay. All right.
Anything else? Fire extinguisher. Right
So
there.
you winterize them before you bring the slides in.
Yes, I do.
I guess you'd have to with that.
Yes, you have to with this one. Some of them you can get away because they're usually underneath the sink, and you can pack it up and do it that way. But yeah.
Okay. All right.
Very simple. It's very simple to winterize. Any questions, man?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, it's good. Any questions?
What are these lights all?
They all have their own switch.
Okay.
They're all 12 volts. The only thing that's 110 in here is the ceiling fan, the light, and the fan itself. 110.
And the refrigerator.
And the refrigerator. To run your water heater, you have to have a battery hooked up. The only thing you need a water heater for, and that's with your refrigerator too as well. And the only thing you need a battery for is to light it on propane. The ignition side of it needs a 12 volt battery. So if you don't have a battery hooked up, it's not going to work. Yeah, if you have it stepped down from a 50/30 to a 110, like you're only on a 50 amp 110, and you have your air conditioner on, you're going to have problems with it. It's going to trip breakers. And especially if your air conditioner on and you got to use your microwave, it's going to trip a breaker for sure. Just to let you know. Always keep it on 30 or higher. 30 amp or higher.
For the air?
Yes.
Okay.
It's always good to overpower than underpower. Underpower will wipe out an electrical appliance faster than overpowering it. So always remember that. And you get surges at parks. One of the biggest things, especially if you're going to a campsite, that I recommend getting is called a pressure regulator. And what it is it regulates the pressure of the water hose that you're using to hook up to the city water connection. And why I say that is because all parks have city water, but it's extremely high pressure. And all the lines in here are hex crimps and plastic. And if you don't have a water regulator, it's so high of a pressure it'll blow lines off.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a $5-6 part.
It's worth it.
Well worth it. Well worth it. And you rarely ever have a problem with them. It screws right in line with the hose and the fitting to the outside, and it just regulates the pressure. Here, I just hooked the hose up to it, but I have a dead man valve out there that I can turn down just to regulate the pressure. But I recommend that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you got storage underneath there.
Where's the mechanism for the slide on this one?
This one is going to be underneath the floor.
Okay.
The revisions, like holes where it goes through the frame and everything, you should see it from underneath since this has an open underbelly. Okay. Very easy to access. There isn't much maintenance on them, especially because it's hydraulic. It's a hydraulic ram. There isn't much at all, actually, to tell you the truth. And if you read their owner's manual, they really don't recommend you lubing it up or anything like that, especially the hydraulics, because there's nothing really to lube for one. even if it was electric, they really don't recommend you lubing them up, because what happens is people go over lube them, and then it builds up dirt and stuff, and it just causes it to wear and just problems. But if you ever want to know more about it, like I said, the book will definitely lead you in the right direction, and it's not a site that, you know.
I got a question.
What's that?
All right. With the carpet, say
Yes.
someday it gets like really bricked up.
Right.
Can I replace it with linoleum? With the slides, would that be?
Absolutely. The biggest problem you're gonna have is right here at the slide. If you lift, oh wow, this one's really easy. The reason I was pointing that out, that whole dinette, you can take that out very easily. There's only a couple screws and that hole, that'll come out real easy. You can replace the top part of it too. But to replace this, a lot of slide out rooms, they don't come out this far. They usually hang over the carpet, so you'd have to overextend it. But this one comes out pretty far. You can take that out. Pick that up.
Cool.
That's a molly block. You might have to remove that. The carpet might go underneath that. It depends. You can probably just butt up against it and staple it down. Very easy. Very easy to replace.
Okay. I'm not a giant fan of them all, but I noticed it's getting worn a little at the door there, so eventually I might want to. And then I would just do like flooring instead of carpet anyway.
Right. I like
repairs.
linoleum. It's easier. You sweep it up.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's easier to clean up in case you spill something.
Yeah, because you
know.
know what's going to happen at the table.
You're right.
So.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, you lucked out there. A lot of times, like I said, they'll hang out over the rug like this far, and then when you go to replace the rug, you can't get to that part. You have to overextend your slide. But this one, you lucked out. You definitely do it. Very simple.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Any questions?
Yeah, right. Any questions?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Well, I don't know what they want to do here. As long as you guys are happy with your unit and don't have any questions, I can take you out to your salesman. I'm going to pack it up and winterize it.
Okay.
And if you want, I can bring you out. I'll get it all set up, packed up, you know, as much as I can before I winterize it, and I'll bring you out and you can watch me winterize it if you want.
Okay, yeah.
You
I
know,
might do
just so
that.
you know, like, it's very simple. I'll have everything ready and we just go
Okay.
through the main process.
All right.
Before you guys go, though, I need you guys to sign a couple papers.